Up, everybody? Welcome back to another Land Sports Show episode. We are back after a little bit of a layoff for our Cleveland Browns 2024 season preview. I'm your host, Kevin Sleds. With me, I have Mr. Derek Dimmitt. How you doing tonight, Derek?
I'm doing pretty good. You?
Doing good. And of course, what would a Cleveland Browns season preview be without the former co-hosts of Brown and Orange Weekly, Mr. Clarence Wilson and James Ellifritz? What's up, guys?
Let's go. Tired of this preseason bullshit.
Yeah. What he said. I'm definitely there too. In fact, I've been there since last damn preseason.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
Pretty
the
much.
preseason at all. I watched the first half Saturday, and that was all I could take. That was enough for me. So we've got two preseason games under the belt. Have not looked particularly good, but starters haven't played, so there's a silver lining there. They're expected to play this week. Saturday's game, we lost, it seems like 10 left tackles to injury. Jermaine Ifedi started. He went out with a hand injury. They finally put James Hudson over on the right side. He starts the second half on the left side, gets injured. Akeem Adeniji comes in. He gets injured. So they were down to their fourth-string left tackle by the fourth quarter. And with Adeniji, he's going to be out for a while. He hit the IL with a knee injury. Ifedi had a hand injury. He's supposedly going to be okay, be ready to go this Saturday. Hudson's going to miss a little bit of time. And, of course, Jed Wills still out. We don't know what's going on with him. But it's pretty bad when you're wishing Jed Wills was healthy because I've not been a fan, but he seems to be better than all these other guys. So the question is, I mean, they picked up another guy today, Chim Okorafor. He's a younger guy. Spent a little time in Minnesota last year. Big dude, 6'6". But they have a lot of inexperience there right now. I'm sure they're going to be looking at the waiver wire for, the final cut downs. And do you think they need to go out and maybe make a trade for a swing tackle, not a top of the line starter, but maybe a swing guy? What are your guys' opinions on that? Derek, we'll start with you.
I think it's at that point in the off season or in preseason where you kind of play it by ear. I don't think they need to go out and make a trade yet. We're about a week away from cut day. So there's going to be a guy that's probably better than what we currently have on the roster that will become available. So let's kind of hold off, make it through this Saturday, hopefully as healthy as can be. But yeah, it's not good when you have to go to your fourth string tackle and, he's moved up to first string because of injuries. So, but I haven't watched any of the preseason. Been busy while the games have been on. Have recorded them so I could see, something good happened. Unfortunately, nothing good has happened, so it's been quick deletes on those recordings. But I think making a trade at this point would kind of be a panic move. Let's wait and see how the roster cut downs go, and then if we need to add a tackle or two, scour the waiver wire.
I want to get that on video. So Joey owes us a lap around the field for being late to practice.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Push-ups.
Yes.
So the question is,
and you're muted? That's 2 laps.
Muted, uh-oh. Should Deshaun Watson play Saturday given the left tackle situation?
Who you throwing that to, Kev?
Clarence, what do you
He's got to get some.
Yeah, I agree.
He got to get some kind of reps. I am the same with Derek. I've watched. I think I watched about 3 plays of preseason. I'm not watching that shit. there's nothing to be learned from watching these guys that are backups or not going to be on the team playing. So I have not watched any of it. I saw somebody talk about James Thrash, and yeah, he's playing against a bunch of guys that ain't going to be on the squad or ain't going to be on the other team either. So of course, if he looks good, that don't matter to me. All that going back to Watson, he's got to get some kind of tick in. He's got to get a few plays, something. I feel like we're in the same spot we were in when we acquired him. We don't know. We still don't know how good he is. We still don't know what he is. We've talked ad nauseum about this new offense and how it's supposed to be special and it's supposed to look so good. And I know they're not going to show a lot, but he's got to get out there. He ain't played since last season. What week was that? 12, 10? What week was that he went out?
It was right around there.
I don't know if it was 12, but
so he hasn't played since then. So 12, yeah. So at this point, he's got to get out there and get some run. I just don't see a way for them to be able to, I guess, knock off the rust that I'm so sick and tired of hearing about without him getting out there and playing a little bit. But I don't know what the hell they're going to do at this point. There is the left tackle issue, so. But I don't know. Let them get out there and hand the ball off a couple times. Just something.
Can you guys hear me now?
All right.
Yep, we can hear you.
You
Good
can?
comment from Brandon. Said the preseason at this point is a borderline scam for teams who aren't playing their starters. Fans paying full price to watch future truck drivers.
That's right.
Hey,
Okay.
there is a truck driver shortage.
I know Brandon a lot and doing ATC with him for a long time. He hates any sort of preseason and anything that has to do with training camp. It's if we are not in the full season, then it's useless. And I agree with everything that everyone said. I mean, there's really nothing else that needs to be said about it.
Well, I agree with Brandon. I can't stand the preseason. I made it through for the first half of Saturday's game, and that was worth it.
You're better than me.
For me, for preseason, I think the most important games have long passed. So the first game back in Canton, 1999, against Dallas, that was a big deal for everybody. For waiting as how long as we did just to see players in the uniforms and the colors that we fought for as fans and as a city, so we could keep an NFL franchise. So yes, that game was important to us. Personally, the first game at the new stadium preseason against the Vikings was important to me and always will be. Typically, I have my brown stuff up, getting ready for the season. I have a picture of the stadium with the fireworks all going off at halftime, and I had my 2 ticket stubs from that game, the first ever game within that new stadium, and I got to spend it with my sister, who later passed about 5 months later from cancer. So that game will always have an importance to me and a special place in my heart. The next important preseason game is when we get that dome stadium in Brook Park. That first one, when we finally break the seal and the stadium still has the new car smell and we get in there and check it out, that'll be one that people will be excited for. But the rest of this stuff, nobody cares. I want to see Deshaun Watson, was your question? Yes, I need to see him out there playing. I need to see DW4, spray him up with some DW40, get that rust off his ass, and get him out there and get some reps. He's got to see some live game action. I don't care who's out there at left tackle because they're probably going to throw quick throws anyways, but he needs some game reps. He needs some of that live action. So just get him out there, get some work, and then be done with it. And that's any starter too, but I think it's especially important for Deshaun.
I also think that there's so many questions that we're just not going to know the answers until they play. So we can have a 5-hour conversation about Deshaun and Amari, how is he? After all the rumors, were they true? Was it smoke and mirrors? How's he gonna how's he gonna play this season? The left tackle situation. In the we haven't seen any starters. We haven't really seen any starters. So you could do a 5-hour episode on how are the Browns going to be. You know what? We'll find out. We're gonna know soon enough. And I think that's where the preseason is. I mean, it sucks because when there used to be 4 preseason games not too long ago, what was that, 2-3 years ago? That third preseason game was where your starters would play the first half. So you got a first half of actual football. You can kind of see where the team was in a sense, but now it's, no one wants to play the preseason. And, then like James said, with, you're trying to shake off rust and you don't know who, the left tackle situation and, all the questions that everyone has, we're not going to know the answer until the start of the regular season. So that's when I'm going to be excited. That first snap of the regular season is going to hit. It's going to hit hard, and we'll get all of our answers then.
Yes, but it's my opinion on the left tackle situation, and this is something I wanted them to do in the offseason. What was the logical choice for me would be to move DeJuan Jones to left tackle. It's a guy who played his whole career at Ohio State at left tackle, did not allow a sack while at Ohio State, and just played it a couple years ago. You put him at left tackle and Jack Conklin at right tackle.
Was he a left tackle? I thought he was a right tackle at Ohio State.
No, he was a left tackle.
I'm looking that up. I don't know if I trust you on that.
Fact check.
Don't matter if he's left or right. That's where he needs to be at right now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not as easy as people think to make that switch from right to left. When for 4 years you're kicking that right leg back first because you're a right tackle, it's muscle memory. So, and if that's what if that's what you've been doing for so long, it's to try and reteach yourself that. And at the highest of levels against the best athletes in the world, it's not that easy of a switch. I can tell you firsthand.
I've heard people say put Conklin there. He played in college. Well, yeah, that was at Michigan State how many years ago? He hasn't played left tackle since. And they already tried the Batonio experience. That didn't go very well. So I don't. It's something they're gonna have to figure out. I mean, it's an important position. Obviously, it's Deshaun's blind side, and with the injury history, we can't have that. So I'm interested to see what they do there.
Jones would emerge as the starter in 2021, starting every game at right tackle for the Buckeyes.
I thought he played left tackle.
No, that left tackle wasn't that? I thought that was who else was it? He was a first round pick.
Yeah, I don't remember. All right, I was wrong. There's a first time for everything. It's okay.
No, we can edit that out later, Kevin.
It's one of my great joys in life to prove Kevin wrong.
Well, that's our show tonight, guys.
Joey, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on, Joey. Appreciate it.
It was when was Jones drafted? 23?
Yeah, last year.
He was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was in the class with Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Okay. So the left tackle was Paris Johnson.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Got it mixed up. My bad. All right. So looking at the roster, the projected starting lineup, your wide receivers, you got Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, obviously Deshaun Watson. The quarterback position, offensive line, if healthy, Jed Wills, Joe Batonio, Ethan Posich, Wyatt Teller, and Jack Conklin. David Njoku at tight end, and running back is not going to be Nick Chubb, but he will be eventually. I'm assuming it'll be a combination of Jerome Ford and Dante Foreman How you guys feeling offensively? Any concerns? What are you looking forward to most about the offense for the Browns this year? Start with you, Derek.
I think if the wide receivers play up to what they are on paper, which doesn't always work out, but I think it'll be the most exciting wide receiver room that the Browns have had since returning in '99. I'm excited to see Jerry Jeudy. I think he's that guy that can be shifty that they've missed. Elijah Moore with a little less of the onus on him. Hopefully he shines a little brighter. And I mean, it's a contract year for Amari Cooper. He can boohoo about being in trade rumors, but that is what it is at this point. So, kind of put up, shut up, and play ball. And I think he will. He's a veteran. He's been through the contract stuff with when he was down in Dallas, and but it'll be interesting to see what they do at the running back position. They seem to like Pierre Strong, but I agree with you. I think I'd like to see Ford more. But offensive line, they can stay healthy. Left tackle is the question mark, and Conklin's never healthy, so he's listed as the starter. But seeing what DeJuan Jones did last year, that gives you some hope. And Njoku, kind of group him in with the wide receivers because he can do what a lot of receivers can with some of his catches over the middle and stuff. So, yeah, excited to see the offense, and it all rests on the shoulders of Deshaun. So if he can put the ball where it needs to be, then, yeah, it'll be fun.
Derek, I think your wide receiver room's calling you.
Clarence, you were shaking your head down there, so I gotta let you go next.
I mean, the funny thing is Derek is right. This is probably the most exciting wide receiver room we have, and there's only one proven guy in it. So like that's the messed up part. Like, I mean, we don't know what Jeudy is. If they try, I swear on everything. If they try and use Elijah Moore like he's damn Tyreek Hill again this year, I'm gonna lose my mind. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's a slot receiver. He does not have Tyreek's speed. He does not have his cutback. He has nothing. But he is right. I mean, on paper, maybe not the most exciting, but the most name brand wide receiver group I think that we've had since we've been back. I am interested to see how Amari is going to play, quite frankly. We kind of discussed this. I was not a big trade for Ayuk fan. Just to me, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. We kind of discussed this in our thread. The Browns have made exactly one good wide receiver acquisition, I think, in my lifetime, quite frankly, at least since '99, and that's Cooper. If you look at the wide receivers they've drafted since '99, it rivals the quarterback for how shit they are. To be honest. So we got danger zone going on. What is happening
Top
right
gun.
now?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Baker Mayfield at your house?
Oh my god. Baker Mayfield.
I guess if there's anything I'm excited to see is I guess you said what? Oh, we lost Derek. I'm excited to see Deshaun Watson and whatever this offense is going to be. Period. I need to see whatever the hell this offense is supposed to be. Again, it's going to take a second because these dudes ain't playing, but I just want to see how this offense gels, and this is before Chubb gets back. And I am hopefully we're going to see a lot of my guy Pierre Strong.
And James, what are your thoughts on the offense?
I don't know if I want to share my thoughts, to be honest with you. I would say Jamari Thrash. I like what I've heard, what's been reported. I like what I heard during the preseason game where Steve Smith Sr. said he was elite at his the route tree as far as the way he runs routes. Gives him a lot of credit for that. So at least on film, he looks good. I like that he's wearing number 80, an actual wide receiver jersey. So I'm a little bit excited to see what he's got. Tillman, some good reports for him as well. So I'd like to see how these guys, how Thrash is going to contribute, but how also Tillman's going to get better numbers and more receptions and more targets than last year. Jerry Jeudy, I mean, I think back, speaking of Steve Smith, didn't Steve Smith give him an earful last year on the sideline when he was there in Denver to do a game? So he doesn't really have Smith. I mean, not that Smith is the Cleveland Browns in their draft room that we need to get his blessing to draft the guy, but Jerry Jeudy just concerns me because Denver unloaded with him and don't need him. And who's his coach? A Super Bowl winning Sean Payton that's been around, some really good players. So for them to just let him go and cut their loss on him, do you really think this is one man's trash is another man's treasure with Jerry Jeudy? I don't know. He's either going to play like Alabama Jeudy or he's going to play like Jeudy Jetson. And I don't know which one's going to show up. And it's not going to really matter because he did get his extension. Amari Cooper, got to give him respect for what he's did the last 2 seasons. The first Browns wide receiver to go back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving yards. Showed a lot of good connections with Flacco towards the end of the season, which I know Joe really meshed well with Njoku as well. But as far as Amari goes, with his age, I'm just concerned, is he going to be able to make it through the entire season healthy? When is he going to miss games? I got a feeling it's not if, it's when he's going to miss a few games. But just know that when he's out there, we know the consistency that the guy brings and the professionalism. So as far as the wide receiver room goes, like I said, I think there's potential there. But gosh, damn, we've had so much change with Tommy Reese, the tight ends coach. You got Dorsey doing offensive coordinator now. Stefanski still calling plays. We brought in, and I'm probably jumping the gun on this, but Jameis Winston as our backup. I love Jameis because I'm a Florida State fan. But by God, like for as many turnovers as we had last year, I mean, Jameis can be a walking turnover machine. So how we're going to control and take care of the football this year is to be key, and Deshaun Watson and how he performs week to week.
Joey.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do something that I don't almost ever do, which is be short and sweet because my computer's actually about to die and I don't have the charger right now. Yeah, I know it's been a weird day. Watson, got to see him play. He can't. Yeah, he's got to be the Watson of old. If he's not, worst signing of all time. And I think that it's heading that way unless he turns it around this year. Njoku's got to stop dropping balls. Great tight end, but top 6? It was top 10 for sure. I think it was number 6 in drop passes last year, and that was among tight ends and wide receivers. So when he gets the ball, man, he's hard to bring down, but got to catch the ball a little bit more, which has been a running problem with him for a long time as well. Amari Cooper, nothing bad to say. Love Amari Cooper. Elijah Moore, I like to see them use him more like a Julian Edelman than anything else. He's a slot guy. He's the guy that's going to, you get, 5 to 7 yard pass, and maybe he can stretch it into 10, 13, maybe down the field. Who knows? That's where they need to keep more. He's got to be he's got to be someone that you can, loud noises. He's going to be able to go all over the field and give Watson an out. If if the play's not open. And Jerry Jeudy, I think we all know what his ceiling is. Is he going to reach that ceiling? And I think is the biggest question. And you said is one man's trash another man's treasure. Sometimes, yeah. I think you put him with someone like Amari Cooper, someone who he is very much like in a lot of ways, and I think that he's going to learn. And I mean, that Denver team that he was on was so dysfunctional for pretty much his entire career. I think coming somewhere with that, and I don't even want to say it's like a knock on wood, that's maybe a little bit more stable because I didn't think we'd get here with the Browns. It only took 25 years. But maybe being somewhere where there's other weapons. He's not the number one or he's not the number one guy or looked to be the number one guy. There's other options than him. And he had that in Denver with Cortland Sutton, but I think that it rings a little bit more here in Cleveland. So I think that his ceiling is extremely high. But like you said, is he going to be Jerry Jeudy or what did you say, Judy Jetson?
Judy Jetson.
Mm-hmm. That made me angry. I didn't like that at all. Running back. I'm not real thrilled about the running back room, if I'm being honest. I like Pierre Strong. I think Ford had an okay season last year, but it was on the backs of good offensive linemen. I do really like the Dante Foreman pickup. We'll see what happens there, but I'm really just counting down the days till Batman comes back, and hopefully, he comes back and is somewhat like he was before he left, which that is a big ask after what happened. But I think that hopefully it's going to be running back by committee, and this offense is going to have to put up. They have to put up points. And that's, our defense can.
I think his laptop just died.
Can you screenshot that and put that on a t-shirt?
Yeah. There's our new shirts.
Came in late, leaving early. God damn.
Yeah, he just texted me.
No
said
kidding.
Computer died. All right, so my thoughts. Clarence, there's one you're not going to like, but I'll save that for last.
We're just going to leave him there the rest of the show.
Yeah,
I think we
why
do.
not?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Jerry Jeudy is going to benefit from being in a better situation, like Joey said. I think, ability-wise, he has that number one ability. Oh, there he goes. He dropped off. I think he's got the ability to be a number one down the road, and I think that's what the Browns' best-case scenario are hoping for because, Cooper's not going to be here beyond this year. They already tried to work out the long-term deal, couldn't make it work. Got the one-year deal done. So I think they're hoping he can be that new number one down the road, and maybe Tillman steps up. He also has the ability. Showed a little bit of flashes last year. Jabari Thrash. I told Derek that he reminds me of an Anthony Schwartz who can actually catch and run routes.
I hope Clarence. I hope he didn't hear that.
I don't know. He looked like he froze up.
Yeah, everything froze up. What did you say? Something bad about who?
Oh, nothing. He was talking about Darren Cheverini.
You want me to repeat it? Man, we're having all kind of technical difficulties.
Oh man, don't tell me. Joey brought a virus into the live show tonight.
I know, I think so.
Now Clarence got it.
Man, we can't play the schedule game with just two of us.
Damn. Put Clarence on the board now. He's paralyzed.
That's his new laptop too. He was
That's
all excited
right.
about it.
And I'm sure he plugged it in. Man, this better not be, I tell you what, that's one thing I want to say. It better not be foreshadowing for what the season's going to be like for the Browns, because I sure as hell don't want to go back in the basement. Wait a minute.
What's better than one, Clarence? Two.
No kidding. Now we got.
I jumped off the new laptop.
There we
So
go.
Oh my gosh, that was like when $1 Million Man had paid and had 2 referees that were the same, and Andre won the heavyweight championship. I mean, oh my goodness. There's 2 Earl Hebners.
yeah. Weather's getting kind of shaky out here, so I think it's messing with the internet connection. So we jumped off that.
So what I was saying is I told Derek that Jabari Thrash reminds me of an Anthony Schwartz who can catch and run routes.
Oh, but he's not a track guy. He's no track guy. He might be able to run some routes. He might be able to catch, which is required, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 pretty important things. Considering there's no track at Cleveland Brown Stadium.
But he ain't blowing nobody out downfield. I will say I am kind of excited to see if the Browns can finally get it right at wide receiver via the draft, because as I was saying before, the reason why they've had to go out and get a Judy and Elijah Moore is because we keep swinging and missing on the draft. Maybe Thrash is it. I'm hoping so, but I'm not banking on it just because, like I said, they just haven't hit on any wide receiver since they've been back, period. That's lasted more than a season. You had Braylon that had 1 good year, then pooped the bed. Josh Gordon had an all-world year with bums thrown to him, and he has not been the same since. They wasted 2 draft picks in the second round the 1 year by drafting Brian Robisky and Muhammad Massaquoi.
Oh,
Neither one of them dudes panned out. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have not gotten it right since '99.
Dude, I think my cousin bought a Massaquoi jersey.
Why?
Only because he wore 11 in high school.
Okay.
So there was the one that Massaquoi wore at the field, and then my cousin's jersey, and that was about it.
Thrash might be the hope, because, like I said, since they've come back, it's just been, as I said earlier, the list of wide receivers that have not panned out here rivals, or I think it's worse than the list of quarterbacks. And the quarterback list is bad. Let's just be honest. But I mean, the amount of resources that they've spent since '99 trying to find a guy who consistently is good, not 1 year flash in the pan. I'm talking a guy who's got, just back-to-back good seasons. I'd take that right now from any wide receiver they have. But outside of Coop, that there is nobody. So
yeah, but that's my question for you guys. When we traded for Jarvis Landry and OBJ for Baker, so what's the deal? Does the quarterback make the wide receivers, or do the wide receivers make the quarterback? Majority of the time. I know there's no simple, it's this exactly or that exactly. But where you guys stand? I'm about the quarterback, a great quarterback, making the receivers.
Yeah, I agree. Unless you've got a Kelvin Johnson, somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, a one's a one, right? They're going to do their thing. But when you can, a great quarterback's going to take your twos, your threes, and your fours and lift them up. You know what I mean? What would Julian Edelman did? What would he have done anywhere else?
Right.
True.
You know what I mean?
A lot of those guys Brady had.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a perfect situation for him.
Well, you saw what happened when Brady got Randy Moss. They destroyed all the records. Right.
Yeah, it was awesome.
which is good. It kind of brings me back to the whole Ayuk thing. Everybody's acting like, and I tweeted this. A few people kind of said something to me, but I'm just like, why are we acting like Ayuk was prime Randy Moss? We don't know if it's the system or if he's actually that good. Because if you're playing with Debo, who's, an all-around gadget guy, you're playing with Kittle. You've got McCaffrey in the backfield. That's probably going to open up some things for you, as opposed to, you're playing with, and this is no disrespect to our guys, but Njoku, great guy, really good tight end. He's not George Kittle yet. Obviously, we're going to do running back by committee, and none of them guys are McCaffrey. And, we got Coop. So I don't know. I'm very. I feel like the quarterback can make the wide receiver, but a true one, like they go and they ball out and they play wherever. Amari's done it wherever he's been at. Wherever he's been at, he's played well. So I don't want to lose him, but I am. He's going to be a huge key to this season for the Browns. Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I think it was this past week. There was a prominent NFL executive, no name listed, obviously, but he said that the Browns dodged a huge bullet by not getting Ayuk because he's simply just not that good for what he's asking for. $30+ million.
Yeah.
That was the Steelers probably because they want to trade for him later.
It was on the goal line. The deal almost done, 3-4 times already?
Mm-hmm.
He's not going anywhere. He's re-signing with the 49ers and staying there.
Good.
See, you said Njoku is not George Kittle yet. What if you switch teams? Switch those guys, trade them up. I think Njoku's numbers go up.
I can see
Kittle's
that.
come down.
I could see that just because of the scheme. I feel like what's going on in San Francisco is a scheme thing where they're taking guys like a Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, wherever he was drafted at, and this guy is now a damn all-pro quarterback. Is he that somewhere else? I don't know. You don't see too many late round QBs that come and do what he did. I feel like it's a big scheme thing over there. I really do, and I don't trust any player coming from them.